Hello everyone, welcome to the third session of the first chapter, that is Introduction to Electronics of first PUC syllabus. In the last few sessions we discussed about some of the electronic devices which was invented by different scientists. In today's session we are going to see what is a microprocessor and a microcontroller. Along with that we will also be dealing with the applications of this electronics in different fields. Different fields can either be the medical field or the entertainment or the communication, etc. So let's get started. What is a microprocessor? Intel developed the first commercially available microprocessor 4004 in the early 1970s. In the early 1970s, Intel company developed this microprocessor 4004. This 4004 or this microprocessor 4004 contains a CPU, address and data buses, and also the control unit. We already know the meaning of CPU. CPU is the central processing unit, which is very much essential for a system or for a computer. Address and data buses are nothing but the lines or the circuit through which the address as well as the data will be flowing. And the control unit is nothing but a unit or a portion of this microprocessor where the entire system can be controlled. This microprocessor initially was able to add or subtract only 4-bit data. Only 4-bit data antandre, in the earlier session itself I already told you what is a bit. Bit antandre it can either be 0 or 1. 4 bits anta helidre the numbers can be like this or it can be like this also. So it was used to add or subtract only 4 bits of data. Prior to this microprocessor 4004, the engineers built the computers which was very bulky and which was not portable. So with the invention of this microprocessor 4004, the disadvantages what was seen in the computers which was designed by the engineers was completely eliminated. This microprocessor 4004 was used in the first portable electronic calculator which can be named as BusyCom, that is BusyCom. This was the first electronic calculator which was portable and which was consuming a less power compared to the computers which was designed by the engineers prior to this microprocessor 4004. The major disadvantage in this microprocessor 4004 is it does not contain any of the I/O ports. It does not contain any of the I/O ports as well as the memory devices. All of these I/O ports and the memory devices has to be interfaced externally. Hagandrenu, I/O ports is nothing but the input and output ports. Input or output ports. Input or output ports, if I am going to talk about a simple mobile phone, we will be having the input pins as well as the output pins. Input pins anta helidaga the charger pin itself can be considered as an input pin. Output pin anta helidaga the pin where you are going to connect your earphone or your headphone, that can be considered as an output pin. But nowadays a mobile phone is having a single pin which can be used both as an input pin as well as an output pin. That is, a single pin which is provided in a mobile phone can be used as a pin for the charger as well as can be used as a pin to plug our earphone or the headphone. So microcontroller 4004 was not containing these I/O ports, that is input as well as the output ports, and it was not containing any of the memory devices. Memory devices anta helidaga RAM and ROM, which is used to store some of the data, and those memory devices was not present in this microprocessor 4004. It was needed to be interfaced externally. I mean to say we were needed to connect these I/O ports as well as the memory devices externally to this microprocessor in order to use that particular device in controlling any of the system. But this disadvantage what was present in the microprocessor was completely eliminated with the invention of microcontroller. So microcontroller is nothing but processing unit which contains all of these, that is IO ports as well as the memory devices. These microcontrollers was invented by the Texas Instruments. Gary Boone and Michael Cochrane are the two scientists who invented this microcontrollers, and this microcontroller was invented at the same time when the microprocessor was invented, but the Texas Instrument people were using this microcontroller in their own premises before introducing that to the market. This microcontroller not only contains only the CPU, it contained the control unit, the IO ports, that is the input port as well as the output port. The memory devices can be the RAM, ROM, timers, interrupt controls, counters, A to D converters, D to A converters, etc. So microprocessor was just having the CPU control unit as well as the data and the address buses, but this microcontroller contain all these things, CPU and the control unit and also the IO ports, that is input port as well as the output port. RAM and ROM are nothing but the memory devices which are used to store the data. These microcontrollers can be used along with the embedded system to control the entire machines or to control the entire working of one particular machine which is planted in an industry. Not only the microcontroller, microprocessor also was used along with the embedded system, but that was not as much efficient as that of microcontroller because we were needed to interface these IO ports as well as the memory devices externally in order to use that in controlling the machines. What is this timer, interrupt control or the counters A to D or D to A ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ A to D and D to A are nothing but analog to digital converter and digital to analog converter. That is, the computer or our mobile phone can only understand the digital language, or whatever we are going to talk, that is completely analog in nature, but the computer will not be able to understand our analog signals. So there has to be some device which will convert that analog language or the analog signals into the digital signals, and that job will be done with the help of this analog to digital converters. But the computer or our mobile phone will process the data in the digital format only. But when the processed data is provided at the output of a simple computer, we will not be able to understand the digital language. So there we need another circuit which converts the digital language back to the analog language. That is, the digital signals has to be converted back into the analog signals. Only then we will be able to understand that particular signal. For example, if we are having the signal something like this, which is analog in nature, which is continuous in nature, then the same signal can be written as like this, where we will be getting the readings at some points, at discrete points. Now what is this interrupt control? If I am going to consider the same example, that is a mobile phone, I am considering this example because it is very much easier for you people to understand. Interrupt control anta helidre, you will be watching some video or you will be watching some movie in your mobile phone. At that time you are going to get a call from your parents or your friends or anybody. So when you are going to receive that call, your video will be paused at that same position. After talking to your friend or after talking to your parents who have called you for a long duration of time, then when you are going to return back to that particular video, the video will be paused at that same position itself. So your video has been interrupted by the call, or the movie has been interrupted by the call, and all these type of interruptions will be controlled with the help of this microcontroller. Microcontroller is nothing but a simple PC or a computer which is available in the form of a chip. Nowadays, all of the electronic devices that can be a simple toy or a mobile phone or that can either be a computer, everything contains this microcontroller chip wherever automation is required. That can either be an automobile or a large machine which is used in an industry. Timers and counters anta bandaga we'll be having the clocks as well as stopwatch in our mobile phone. All those things will be controlled with the help of this microcontroller. So the major difference between the microprocessor and microcontroller is in the microprocessor we were not having the IO ports as well as these memory devices, but this microcontroller is having IO ports, memory devices, timers, counters, interrupt circuits, A to D converters, D to A converters, a lot many things in order to control the entire electronic equipment or the electronic devices. Apart from these two microprocessor and microcontroller, there is another technology what is called as nano electronics. Nano electronics is nothing but the science which is dealing with the nanotechnology. Nano in the sense 10 to the power of minus 9. We are going to design or we are going to develop the electronic goods or the electronic components which are very thin in size. Very thin in terms of nanometers. 100 nanometers transistors was built initially. 100 nanometers anta helidre 100 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meters size transistor was first developed. So with the improvement in the science and technology or with the improvement in this nanotechnology, the size of the component or the size of the devices is being reduced to a larger extent, but the efficiency of that particular electronic component is increased to a larger extent. Clear? Now let us discuss some of the applications of this electronics in different fields. The first application of this electronics is in the field of entertainment. I need not explain you this entertainment application separately, but still this electronics is playing a major role in the field of entertainment. So entertainment anta bandaga we are going to use the radio, television, mobile phones, tape recorders, music system or a computer for the entertainment purpose, which all comes under the category what is called as electronic devices. This satellite radio can be received in a much wider geographical area, but this FM station is limited to a small geographical area. But still both are playing a major role in the field of entertainment, which again comes under the category of electronic devices. And with the help of this set-top box, we are able to see the high definition pictures or the high definition broadcasting in the televisions. So this electronics is playing a major role in today's entertainment field, irrespective of the ages. From the newborn to the older age people are also having a lot of entertainment with the help of this electronics. Newborn anta helidaga a lot many toys, electronic toys are available in the market. In old people anta bandaga television is a major example for the electronic devices. Let's talk about the next application which comes under the category of communication. Communication anta bandaga the major electronic device which we are using for communication is a simple mobile phone. Apart from that, we are also going to use a computer through which we are going to communicate with the people who are present at a longer distance through emails, through video conference and through text message. We are able to communicate with the people or we are able to exchange the information with the people, but we are going to take the help of this VPN, that is virtual private network, and WAN, that is wide area network, and also the broadband to use internet, which is very much essential for this communication. We can easily say that we are able to access the information in our fingertips. We are able to send the message or we are able to send the videos or we are able to play the games, that is the online games, with the help of these electronic devices. So this electronics is playing a major role in communicating with the people. The third application is in the defense field. In the defense field anta bandaga we can talk about the radar signals, the sonar signals and the infrared systems which are used to detect the enemy air jets or the submarines or the enemy warships. And with the help of these electronic devices or with the help of these electronic components, we will be able to control the aiming and shooting of the guns, and again with the help of these electronic components we will be able to guide the missiles. That is, we will be able to aim at some particular location with the help of these electronic devices, and we can easily fire that missile again with the help of this electronic devices. And in the field of security system anta helidaga, our soldiers are using these electronic devices for the sake of securing the border of our country. Apart from this, these electronic devices are also used to communicate in a secret manner with the headquarters and the sub control units. That is, in order to send the information, that is the secret information from the headquarters, that can either be the military, navy or anything, or we are able to communicate with the headquarters and the sub units with the help of this electronics. Let us look at the next type of application, that is the industrial application. Industrial application anta bandaga, again these electronics is playing a major role because everything has become automatic control system in many of the industries. We will be able to control the thickness, quality, weight, moisture content of any of the product with the help of these electronic devices. We are going to use the robots which are programmed initially, and we can use the same robot to work for specific repetitive actions, and we can use the same robot to work in the toxic conditions also. That is, where the human beings cannot work, we can use this robot in that particular condition also, that is in the toxic condition. And this robot is nothing but an electronic device. We are going to control the movement, or we are going to control the actions of this robot again with the help of this electronic components. We will be having a number of sensors which are embedded on that robot, a number of motor which are inbuilt in a robot, which entirely is controlled with the help of the electronic devices. Apart from that, machines are controlled with the help of computer program. Machines anta bandaga, in industries we will be having a number of machines, a number of huge machines. When it comes to a packing system, or when it comes to filling a juice inside a bottle, everything will be controlled with the help of this electronics. That is, as soon as the bottle is filled with the juice, the filler has to be stopped automatically, and the conveyor belt has to move to a smaller distance such that an empty bottle comes just below the filler. All these things will be controlled completely with the help of these electronic devices, which again uses the sensors, the transducers as well as the motors. The data of the employees or the data of the customers will be stored in one particular place, what is called as a computer, which is again an example for an electronic devices. Apart from all these things, we will be having a lot of simple electronic components like fire detectors, burglar alarm, CC camera and smoke detectors, which are playing a major role in today's security of the industries. And even in the power stations, where we are going to generate electricity in terms of megawatts, even there all those machines or all those alternators or all those generators will be controlled with the help of a small tiny electronic component. So in industrial applications, this electronics is playing a major role. The next type of application is the medical application. With the help of this electronics, the doctors will be able to detect and diagnose any particular diseases with the help of many of the electronic apparatus like ECG, electrocardiograph, X-ray machines, scanning machine, a simple thermometer, endoscopy and BP measuring instrument or a blood sugar measuring instrument. So on a whole, this electronics is playing a major role in each and every fields that can either be an entertainment field, the communication, defense or a medical applications also. Now let us see the impact of electronics on the quality of life. First of all, this electronics technology has transformed the way we live, the way we communicate, the way we do our everyday task, and we have entertainment. The way we live anta ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ everything has become automatic, even in our homes or in industries. The way we communicate anta ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ with the help of an electronic device and the internet, we are able to communicate with the people through a longer distance. And the way we do our everyday task anta ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ we can never think of a day without using a mobile phone, because all of the data will be stored in our mobile phone. And coming to entertainment, we'll be watching to movies or we'll be listening to songs with the help of a single small electronic device or the electronic apparatus what is called as a mobile phone. This electronics has made everything automatic, which made our life simpler, easier as well as faster. We will be able to send the message or we will be able to communicate with the people within a fraction of seconds, or we will be able to send an email through our mobile phone within a fraction of seconds. These medical electronic components are very much essential in order to improve the quality of our life. That is, healthcare improves the quality of our life. We are going to use many of the electronic devices that can either be a simple thermometer or a simple ECG machine or BP measuring instrument or a blood sugar indicator. We are going to use all these levels in order to improve the quality of our life. This electronics on a whole has simplified the different tasks in industries as well as in household equipments. ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮೇ ಬೇರೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ನ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ದಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐದರ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಬರ್ಗ್ಲರ್ ಅಲಾರಾಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ CC ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಆನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್. ಹೌಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅಗೇನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್ CC ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಹೋಮ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. And in industries ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ packing system or the packing machines which will be able to pack thousands of goods within a fractions of second. And nowadays machines are taking the place of human beings, that is robots are taking the place of human beings. As I have already discussed, robots are playing a major role in industries. It can work in any field or it can work in any toxic conditions also. This electronics having a major impact even in industries as well as household work also. The transport system has also become easier with the help of this electronics. Transport system anta ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ the transport system is become better, accident proof ಆಗಿದೆ. accident proof ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ accident ಆಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, which in turn helps in saving the life of the people. GPS, that is the global positioning system. GPS ನಾವು ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು we can leave the home, or GPS ನಾವು ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು we can track the vehicle from a longer distance. So on a whole, in the transport system also, with the help of lot many sensors, on a whole transport system also has become very much better with the help of these electronic devices. Coming to the computers anta ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ there are lot many things which is necessary to talk about computers. Simple ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ it can store huge amount of data that can either be the data of an employee or that can either be the data of a customer. So this computers along with the internet has taken the life of every individual to a comfort zone. So sitting in one particular place, we will be able to communicate with the people who are at a longer distance. Sitting in one particular place, we will be able to listen to the song, watch any of the movies, etc. So computer along with the internet, again on a whole, all comes under the category what is called as electronics. In the earlier days or a few years back, the TV and the VCRs were most widely used and those devices were present in the developed countries. But these days, with the improvement in these electronic devices or with the improvement in these electronic components, the digital TV or PC, set-top box, game consoles, all of these are present in almost all of the houses, which have changed our lifestyle to a larger extent. Apart from this, we are also having digital camera and digital TV, which helps in streaming the live programs, or we will be able to watch the live programs, and that can be done with the help of satellites also. So all of these have improved the quality of our life. And there are lot many home appliances which have increased the adoption of these electronics that can either be a simple refrigerator, washing machine, or a television what we are using in our homes. So all of these components have made our life, or all of these electronic goods have made our life very much comfort. In mobile phone applications anta bandaga, it is endless. There are lot many things which is necessary to talk about this mobile phone. With the help of mobile phone, we are able to do a lot many jobs. Mobile phones can be compared to a computer. With the same mobile phone, we will be able to talk with the people who are present at a longer distance. On a whole, electronics gives us better healthcare, better entertainment, fastest communication and highest security. Altogether, it gives us the pleasant comfort. So, this is all about the impact of electronics in our day-to-day life. This is the end of this first chapter, that is Introduction to Electronics. In the next session, I will be coming with the second chapter of our first PUC electronics syllabus. Thank you.